so many brands oversimplifying their logos these days, why don't we do the opposite and overcomplicate them? I did get this idea from Lucas Arbell on YouTube, so definitely go check them out, and here we go. Okay, up first I have the Pringles logo. For this one, I created this 3D shape in Illustrator, and then I found a bunch of assets online to give him realistic facial hair and eyes. Lastly, I found a real bow tie for the text to sit on, and I love the final result. Next, I did Apple, which I created using real photos of apples. I photoshopped in this realistic bite mark, and here's that one all complete. For Pizza Hut, all I really had to do was find an old photo of one of the restaurants and cut the roof off and replace the red hut in the logo. And finally, for McDonald's, I decided to edit this photo of the St. Louis Arch to replicate the golden arches. Let me know which one's your favorite in the comments.
Wow, I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I knew that I wouldn't. Wow, I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't.
I'm gonna use AI to make logos look realistic. Okay, let's start with Starbucks. I think I'll type in realistic mermaid with two tails, long flowing hair, wearing a crown. Let's see what we get. Okay, this is the only one with like actually two tails. Let's try that one more time. Okay, we've got one with two arms, but not two tails. All right, let's move on. What if I just do make the Twitter bird realistic? Okay, these are some good ones. I want to try to recreate the shell logo, so maybe I'll type in realistic render of a yellow and red seashell. These are all really, really good. Okay, these look really realistic. Let's try the Android logo. Oh, those are kind of creepy. What if I do the NBC rainbow peacock? Okay, these are actually really good. Last, let's do the Apple logo. Let's do realistic rendering of an apple in the style of the Apple logo. There we go. All right, I think this did a really good job of making the logos look realistic. Let me know which one's your favorite in the comments.
I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't.
Whatever this filter lands on, we're gonna overcomplicate it using Photoshop. Okay, what are we gonna get? Tostitos. Okay, let's go. Okay, this one's gonna be a fun one because the Tostitos logo, actually the T's are two little dudes holding a chip between them. I'm gonna use Photoshop's generative AI tool, so I typed in guy standing in a T pose and let's see what it generates. Okay, it gave us two options. The face and the hands aren't the best. Actually, I was able to fix it pretty well. Erase the actual T's and replace them with our little guys. I'm also gonna replace the chip with a real chip and the bowl of salsa with a real bowl. I feel like this pattern back here is almost trying to mimic one of these blankets. I found this knit texture and I'm gonna mask it out, and then I'm just gonna use some tools to make it look like an overlay. I'm gonna add on some fringe like those blankets have, and here is the final result. I think this one came out so cool. This might be one of my favorite overcomplicated logos I've ever done. Let me know what you think in the comments.
I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't.
I want to do something new today. So I had this memory of these things called garbage pail kids. And if I remember right, they also took logos and made them kind of gross. So today I thought, whatever this filter lands on, we're gonna make it into a gross logo. Okay, what's it gonna be? Lucky Charms. Not gonna lie, this yellow is already a little gross looking, but you know what we have to do. We have to make it say Yucky Charms. Instead of this rainbow, I think I'll add maybe like a green goo, maybe put some holes in it here and there. Let's go. So I wanna try to find like a drippy font. Ooh, that one should work good. I'm gonna type that out. I brought that into Procreate, and I'm thinking for the rainbow part, I'm gonna kind of use this as a reference to add a green sludge. Now I'm gonna color it and add in all of the highlights and lowlights. I'm loving how this looks. Now I think it'd be cool to add like holes in the yellow, almost like it's like moldy cheese. Now I need to add in all the shadows for those as well. I'm gonna add little white dots, almost like mold is growing on it. Lastly, I wanna add a whole like green slime border to the whole thing, and here's the final result. You just can't go wrong with a name like this. I really love how the final result turned out, and I do think in the future I can take it even to a grosser level. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Whichever logo this filter lands on, I'm gonna give it a gross redesign. Okay, what's it gonna be? Apple. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I think what we're gonna have to do is change the name to Crapple, and then I'm gonna use the poop emoji to kind of make this look like a pile of crap. Okay, so using the emoji as a reference, I'm just gonna try to draw what it would look like if the whole logo was covered in a pile of poop. And for the leaf, I thought it would be gross if it looked like there was just like a little bit of poop smeared on the leaf itself. Okay, I like that general shape, but I do want to make it look like a realistic bite is taken out of it. Okay, now I'm gonna color all of it in. Now taking the airbrush tool, I'm gonna go in and add in a bunch of like highlights and lowlights to make it look more realistic. I wanna add a little more texture to just like some of the lowlights, just to kind of make it look a little more grungy. To take it a step farther, I do want to add some like white mold on it some places. Lastly, I want to add just a little bit of specks of green in there. And I'm going to bring that into Photoshop and finally change this to say CRA, and here's the final result. This one turned out exactly how I envisioned it, but so much grosser. Let me know what you think about this one and which other logos I should do in the comments. Whichever logo this filter lands on, I'm gonna give it a nasty redesign. Okay, what's it gonna be? Starbucks. All right, let's do it. Okay, I know the name's not on the logo, but in my head, I'm gonna call this one Star Yucks. And I think what we have to do is make it look like she's like throwing up, and maybe that it's like catching in the bottom of the circle. So using this emoji as a reference, I think I'm gonna make her mouth really big. Then with like a light pink color, we're gonna add, oh gosh, the throw up in there. Okay, here's what we're working with. Now I'm gonna go ahead and color it all in a little bit lighter. Now I'm gonna paint over her face and make it look more like the emoji. I feel like she still looks a little too put together, so I'm thinking maybe we move the crown like it's like falling off her head. Then I think we need to add in some like frazzled hair just so it looks like she's like really a mess. Lastly, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna add chunks into this. So I'm gonna add all those, and here's the final result. I know the whole point of the series is to be gross and nasty, but did I really have to take it this far? I don't know. This one is one of the grossest ones yet. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Whatever logo this filter lands on, I'm gonna give it a gross redesign. Okay, what's it gonna be? Burger King. All right, let's go. Okay, I think for this one, I'm gonna name it Burger King. And I've actually done something very similar to this for a Halloween logo a long time ago, but I really wanna revamp it and make it so nasty. So I'm thinking we make this a nose with just snot pouring all over this. So I need to get rid of this U and type out OO in the Burger King font. Brought that into Procreate. Now I need to make this look like it's a huge nose with big nostrils. Okay, that looks crazy. Now I wanna make it look like snot is just absolutely flowing everywhere. Oh my gosh. Now I'm just gonna go in and add like little drips of snot just all over this thing. Now I need to pick a very snotty green and start coloring all of that in. I'm gonna go through here and add in some little like low lights and highlights to each one of these, just to really make it look a little more realistic, but also a little more grungy. Last, I'm gonna add some to the letters, and here is the final result. I love, love, love this revamp. It is so gross to even look at, but that's the point, right? Let me know what you think about this one in the comments.